Picture this. A group of fishermen turned disciples are out on their boat in the dead of night. The wind's howling, waves are crashing, and they're struggling just to keep their vessel steady. That's when something extraordinary happens, something that would challenge everything they knew about what's possible. Through the darkness, they spot a figure, but this figure isn't in another boat. It's actually walking on top of the water. Can you imagine their reaction? These seasoned fishermen, who knew every trick of the sea, were absolutely terrified. They thought they were seeing a ghost, and honestly, who could blame them? But then a familiar voice cuts through their fear. "Don't be afraid, it is I." It was Jesus, their teacher, casually strolling across the surface of the sea as if it were solid ground. Now this is where our friend Peter comes in. Good old impulsive, passionate Peter. Something stirred in Peter's heart at that moment. Maybe it was courage, maybe it was curiosity, or maybe it was just that classic Peter enthusiasm. He calls out, "Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you on the water." And Jesus simply responds, "Come." Now let's pause for a second and appreciate what happens next. Peter, a man who had spent his entire life respecting and fearing the sea, steps out of the boat. Just think about that, stepping out of a perfectly good boat into deep water. The other disciples must have thought he was crazy. And for a moment it works. Peter is actually walking on water. He's doing the impossible, defying the very laws of nature. But then something shifts. He starts noticing the wind, the waves, the sheer impossibility of what he's doing. Fear creeps in, and the moment his faith wavers, he begins to sink. Panic sets in as the water starts pulling him under. Peter does the only thing he can do. He cries out, "Lord, save me." And immediately Jesus reaches out and catches him. With a gentle rebuke about his doubt, Jesus leads Peter back to the boat. You know, this story isn't just about a miracle on the Sea of Galilee. It's about those moments when we're called to step out of our comfort zones, to do what seems impossible. Sometimes we succeed, sometimes we falter, but the key is knowing that help is always there when we reach out for it. Just like Peter, we all have our moments of both incredible faith and crushing doubt. But perhaps the most important lesson is that even when we sink, even when we fail, we're never too far gone to be pulled back up. Sometimes our greatest victories come right after our moments of deepest doubt. All we need to do is come to Jesus with faith,